Hey everybody, Mark Johnson here, founder and creative director of Able Abe Studios, back again with another book review. The book I'm reviewing today is Keith Ferrazzi's Never Eat Alone. And it's a book that's based that says and other secrets to building one relationship at a time. And if you base it off of that, it might sound like it may be a little bit of a relationship book. Yeah, maybe a dating book. No, it's really a book on networking, and how to deal with people along your road to success. First heard about this book through Amy Schmidauer. She runs a YouTube channel in, called Savvy Sexy Social. I believe that's what it's called again. And she did a review on it on her channel, and I saw it there. She has a lot of great content on her channel. She is a online marketer, social media guru type person. And like I said, she has a lot of content on how to kind of, build your channel. And that's kind of where I got a lot of the ideas from her. And I think the first time I did Veda, which is vlog every day in August, was on recommendation of her. And so, like I said, I saw this review through her and on this book, and I was like, that sounds like a great book. So I picked it up, finally got a chance to read it, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it had a lot of great content, a lot of great examples. I always talk about blueprints. Anyone who gives me a blueprint on how to do what they did, I enjoy that. I really appreciate that. And so this book has all those things that I'm looking for. And so what I'll do, like I always do with all my book reviews, I will leave some links to other people who reviewed the same book, read and reviewed the same book. I'll leave that in the description box below. What I'll also do in this video is give you my top 3 reasons why I felt this was a great book to read. Starting with my number 1 reason why I felt this was a great book was because I felt that Keith Ferrazzi himself was really, or that he really used examples that he shared in the book. I sometimes feel a lot of times that when someone writes a book, a lot of the examples that they share is based off of groupthink, or maybe like a massive kind of like a research project. So they ask a lot of people, and based on what they pull, they use that as their content for the book. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know, but it felt like what Keith was saying was actually things that he did in his road or his path to success. And so I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I love that he shared that with us in his book. My number 2 reason for enjoying this book or recommending this book is that in each chapter, what about maybe say at the end of, pretty close to the end of each chapter, Keith shared with us like a well-known story, or a story of a well-known person who actually used the same tactics or example that he shared in that chapter with them. For he talked about Paul Revere, he talked about Dale Carnegie, he talked about Vernon Jordan, he talked about Bill Clinton, and actually tied those stories of those of these people with what he was sharing in that chapter. For example, he talks about Paul Revere and how Paul Revere was a massive networking. He knew all these people, and he knew all these people because he was just a very sociable and personal person. He talks the same thing about and since Bill Clinton, how when he shows up at a convention or a conference, how he greets people and how he looks them in the eye and how he makes them feel important. And maybe their interaction is maybe few, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, or whatever it is. But that short amount of time, he makes that person feel, you know, like the most important person in the world. And so those are examples that he ties to whatever he was, trying to explain in that chapter, and I really appreciate that. The number 3 thing that I enjoyed about this book was the fact that Keith Ferrazzi shared with us some of the things along his road to success that, I wouldn't say failures, but were along the things that got in the way of his success. I guess you could say failures, but it was more about sharing the things that hindered him along his path so that we, along our path to success, can avoid those things, or at least, set up warnings to try to avoid that. And I really enjoyed that. He talked about how to deal with gatekeepers and how, in an example, he talks about how he interacted with the secretary of a person that he was trying to get a meeting with, and how when he treated her bad, he didn't get a meeting. No matter how many times he called, no matter how many emails he sent, he never got the meeting. But as soon as he approached this gatekeeper or the secretary with some respect, maybe gave some chocolates or some flowers or did something special for her, he got that meeting. And it's those little things like that that you don't necessarily think about along, when it deals with networking with people and how to, in a sense, deal with people who are, in a sense, could get you on, who could put you in a position to further progress your success, how to deal with them. And so I really appreciate that. So those are my 3 things that I got from this book, Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi, that I am using to recommend this book for you to read as well. So if you like this review, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you like the progression of my channel, definitely subscribe to the channel. I would like to keep doing book reviews like this, and branch off to some things down the line, in which I'm working on in the behind the scenes. If you want to maybe leave a comment, definitely leave me a comment in the comment box below. Let's start a conversation. Maybe you thought some of the points that I brought out were valid. Maybe you read the book. Maybe you didn't read the book. Maybe there's a question you want to do. Let's start a conversation, like I always do at this time. Have a blessed day. See you on the flip side. Let's go.